After opening the app, you'll see our welcome page. It is important that you are in an area with good Wi-Fi or cell service when you log in to the CINCH app. You can enter your email and your password here, or you can use the biometric login below. If you're using biometrics for the first time, tap Sign up with biometric. You'll be asked to enter your credentials to register. After doing so, you will be taken back to the welcome page, and then you can tap Log in with biometrics. Next, you'll see our login page. Click Login under your assigned shift, and you will arrive at the home page. If you do not see your shift, you can tap Continue without shift at the bottom. You will then see the community where you are working, and then you will arrive at the home page. On the home page, you'll see the community notes. These are messages from the office staff to the care team that are working in the community. Be sure to read over this information before doing anything else, as there may be important information that you will need for today's shift. After reading the notes, tap the menu icon in the upper left. You'll find a few options here. Home, which is the page that you're currently on. Clients, which is just a list of your clients in the community. Caregiver assignments, where you'll document your work with the clients. Help, where you will find frequently asked questions, a glossary, and tutorials. And finally, Log Out, which you will do at the end of your shift. We are going to focus on the caregiver assignments. After opening this page, there are a few things to take note of. Up at the top, you can see your online status and the sync button. To work in offline mode, simply tap the button. You can work offline for your whole shift if needed. To return to online mode, tap the button again. Below that are the numbers showing how many tracks are used in the community. Tracks have the list of client visits and the task sheets for each visit. Your agency will assign caregivers to tracks for their shifts. Here, we see the name of the track and the caregiver that is assigned to it. If your name is not on this track, tap the numbers to find the one that you are assigned to. Some agencies do not put the names of the caregivers on the tracks. Contact your agency if you do not see which track you are assigned to work. If there is more than one caregiver working at the same time as you can see your teammate's track and the list of client visits. Tap on the number at the top of the page. You'll see it change to your teammate's track. If your agency has more than 5 caregivers working at the same time, you will have multiple schedule groups. Tap the box just to the right of today's date, and the drop-down will appear, which will let you select different schedule groups. Once you have found your assigned track for your shift, review the calendar portion to see your scheduled client visits. The visits are displayed in chronological order and show the client's name, their location, and the start time of the visit. You can also see how long the visits are and the amount of time you have between client visits. If a visit is started but not yet complete, it will be light green. If a client is on hold, they are not receiving services at this time. Their visits will be gray and you cannot open them. Completed visits are dark green in color. Below the calendar section of your track is the pull up line. This is where the task sheets for each client visit are. Your next visit is always at the top of this list. When you complete a client visit, the task sheet will drop to the bottom of the list. At the very top of the task sheet, underneath the client's name, there are Insights for Care Team. Be sure to read this information before starting your visit. To start the client visit, tap the Begin button. You'll see that your name and the time that you started the visit is recorded here. You must tap Begin in order to document the work that you do. Read the tasks and instructions assigned to this visit, and then complete your work. At the end of your visit, review the tasks and mark them as complete or not complete. If a task is marked as not complete, you will be required to enter in a reason as to why it was not completed. If you need to leave during the visit, tap Save at the bottom of the page to save your progress. When you or another caregiver returns to finish the visit, click the Continue button to complete the visit. When you have completed the visit, click the green Complete button. Some agencies are required to capture the client's signature and/or the caregiver's signature for each client visit. If signatures are required, the buttons will appear here. This agency captures both the client and the caregiver signatures. So I would ask the client to tap here for their signature, and then I'll tap here for mine. Once this is done, you'll see the green Complete button appear. This button will not appear until the signatures have been captured. Tap Complete to end the visit. You will be taken back to the calendar page. It is important to note that when you click Complete, the end time is also recorded, just as it was when you started. This documents the actual time that you have spent with the client. Back on the calendar, you will see that the visit you just completed has turned green. And when looking at the task sheets below, you'll see that your next visit is now at the top of the list. The previous visit, the one that you just completed, is at the bottom of the list. If you'd like to review any task sheet that has been completed, scroll down to the very bottom of the page, where you'll find all of today's completed visits. You are able to skip a visit if needed and come back later, if your agency allows this. You can complete a visit or visits on a teammate's track when asked to do so. Tap on the number of the track and complete the visit and documentation. The completed visit remains on your teammate's track, but the documentation will show that you completed the visit. If the internet connection in your community isn't strong, your agency may tell you to work in offline mode. You can do this by tapping the on-off switch in the upper left. You'll see that the online status changes to offline. The data here will no longer be synced to the server until you come back online. As you complete visits, you'll see the status bar at the top shows that you are currently offline. You can complete visits as normal. Your beginning and end times will still be captured accurately. However, the color of the visits on the calendar will not change. And when scrolling down to the visits below, they will not drop down to the bottom as you complete them. You'll see that they say completed, not sync. This lets you know that you've already completed this visit. However, it has not yet been synced to the server. When you reconnect to the internet, go ahead and tap the on-off switch to go back to online status. A pop-up will appear letting you know that you have visits to sync. Tap Yes. Once this is done, you'll see that your calendar will be updated with the completed visits, and any visits that were showing completed, not sync, will be changed to completed and will drop down to the bottom. Even when working in online mode, there may be times when your device loses internet connectivity for various reasons. You may see a visit status appear as completed, not sync. In this case, click the sync switch in the upper right. As a good practice, at the end of your shift, whether operating in online or offline mode, tap the sync switch and review your calendar to confirm that all of the visits are now dark green. Once confirmed, you can now log out of CINCH.